Explain something to you, my nigga. Sometimes abuse, even in value, it is very important. Certain things happen in certain people's conscience a certain way. Let me explain something to you. You see something? Where I'm at over here, it's just I'm just gonna be real with you, right? You ever seen listen, white people that is white beings, but then you have white pus people because they're natural pus and then they're causing stink odors and smells. But that only happens when they do certain things off. Yo, too bad for y'all Latinos and Latins and y'all Hispanics. You know, there's a difference even with Hispanics, Latin, and Latinos. There's a difference even with y'all. But I'm gonna just tell you something. Another person that wants to demoralize you or make you feel that that's not even important in a way. But that's because it's leading to your demoralization. You should be weak to what you shouldn't learn at a time, right when you're about to learn it, so you fail for when they trying to get it at a certain time. It's just like a person going to the future, watching you, knowing that you're gonna achieve something at a time, and then they go back, and then at that time they make up some next scenario, and then they tell you, yo, it's important that you do something else, and then you fail and never get to achieve what you're gonna achieve because listen, it's happening natural. They're trying to collapse my social economic system, so they're gonna do it. I made everything, so they're gonna do it to everybody in every level of physics, all social economics, and all reality. So they're gonna go to everybody's legacy and lineage, trying to make them feel a certain type of way because they're gonna say the malice and the hatred that they feel, but it's not malice and hatred; it's what they already are. But individuals that want a person to be happy with a certain type of condition, dealing with cellular activity on a celestial earth, and you're dealing with the human anatomy. So we don't want to speak about that, right? White beings, okay. So white people and then fucked up people that want to cause deterioration or friction to individuals of purity if they can't get their way. It's like giving a child $100 and then he's spoiled and he wants another $100. And then he doesn't know why a man was supposed to give it to him, but he just wants it anyway until he can just have it and he doesn't care how he gets it. And then on top of it, the things that a person does and the uncomfortability they cause to natural. It's like you ever seen a person doing certain science and they tarnish an element? Now, you ever had to go to, and you wonder, why is this shit tarnishing on you a certain type of way? Or somebody be somewhere, and then they be partying, or be people, and then the elements start tarnishing on them. And you're like, why is that happening to you when you buy jewelry? You gotta go out extra and go buy extra cleaner, jewelry cleaner. Why does that happen to you a certain type of way? Another person sabotaging another person's pockets because another person not realizing another person's. It's like a person secretly learning your ins and outs. If a pimple was alive and a pimple realized how to make a pimple to make money, just for your ass could just go out and spend money for no reason, it's like wasting your time and wasting your value. The pimple accumulates so much, then you'll forever ever pimple a spot, or a spot that it'll be fucked up. You just know that you had the pimple at a time. So if that keeps happening to you, where is the correction in the physical reality that fucking up your physical? You know what I'm saying? So what's happening to your mother when that situation's happening a certain type of way? Yo, listen, man. You know something? Yo, too bad for y'all. It's just like, you remember what I told you about smoking weed? Same thing with white people, my nigga. It's just like another person that just fucks up your anatomy, and then they want to turn around and chill with you all day and shit. You know, another person, they thinking they cool, they thinking the things that they doing is making a change, that they want to go towards the end. It's just like when they wanted to recondition other people's love, and then they just wanted their guts to be all over the place. If a magic and mythology is not meant for your social economic being, it's not going to be meant for you. It's not going to go correct for you. It's going to cause even the worst things to happen to you a certain type of way, because now you're making something that you should have been educated about even more, how can I say this, even more upset about the way they want to deal with an individual precisely. And it'll start showing in the physics that they want to acupuncture certain people. That's how serious the situation will get with certain people. Another person, when they're going to do something, a person said they're going to conduct something such a way, they're just going to start acupuncturing situations. Just sort of pop, 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 pop. And then a person, why would a person get to the devious level of even themselves and do that? Because because you have people that doesn't know how to. You see, I'm a man of value. I just want to see that a man be generous in value, and that you try to fuck up a value a certain type of way. Then that's the reason for your anatomy. I'm a man. Listen, let me explain something to you. You see, I'm not gonna mess with people that just want. You see people. You notice black. I'm gonna say some black people with deterioration, regardless, because they're natural. Even when it comes to mushu, and more deadly a certain type of way. Even when you go into the mushu chamber, that's when you'll really know certain things. Another person says, "Let me explain something to you," because no, I might as well tell you while you're about to taste test this. So now it's like white people. You ever seen white people drink coffee? And then when they drink coffee, it's like a herpy chemistry, a certain scent of a herpy chemistry that does fragrances in the air. And then the man says, yo, what the fuck is that? You, that's the person that was already going to get the white anatomy sick. And they just wanted to learn more white habitation. So when they go into the next manipulation, if they recondition, they just fuck up your white magic. So, those are your coffee drinkers and stuff. Your coffee drinkers and other funny things. It's just like a person saying they want a cover, they want coffee. Like they come up with excuse like to talk about, you see, we gotta go coffee all day. Nah, it's not coffee, it's like cocaine, it's like caffeine and shit. So it's like a level of physics to the drug till they find out where you can't be numbed, so they could just plumage and pillage a situation a certain type of way, because if it shows up deteriorated, they'll try to make up an excuse and then try to knock you out the box, because probably the depth of the value is too much for you a certain type of way. So you shouldn't know about the depth of your value. So let me explain something to you. It's just like a person that's causing coffee, want to be drinking coffee all day, that wants a natural cover, that's already disrespecting their natural cover, that already just wants to go into the natural cover and devalue the natural cover, and then when everybody ends up deteriorated naked, it's because they wanted to infiltrate your natural cover of value. So you don't say nothing. Sometimes you gotta let people do certain things of their stupidity, of their conscience, and just look and just watch and just, oh, okay. It's just like, you see, when certain things happen a certain type of way with individuals and their consciences, they already cause ignorance. It's just like a person comes out and says, well, you got Latin, all you Latin sway here. I'm the conqueror you read about in Latin. I'm the one that made Latin, Latinos, Hispanics, Asian people, Caucasian. Listen, I made Asian people, and then I made Caucasian people. How about that? Listen, I made Asian people so nice that they had people, when I started making Caucasian people and making white people couldn't believe, and they didn't know the difference, what was different from an Asian, a Caucasian, or a white person. Now, the Asian people that was white, or that look Caucasian, they're not, when you really see them, you just be looking like an Asian with the beautiful eyes, and they still look like an Asian Chinese person without even looking like a white person. And then on top of it, then you have the Caucasians that I made, that is like the between of elegance of white, the higher, and then the white person. Because another person says, yo, listen, when one's enlightenment goes a certain type of way, you don't want a person knowing the difference of certain things. Don't go too far in the depth, because you could lose yourself if a person's already not if your habitation of your point of reality to your super mega highest, quantum highest, beyond highest, astrological celestial empress is off, and then you at a level, your preciseness to your situation is going to be even more detrimental to the physical reality. So if you waste time a certain type of way, it's going to be even more detrimental. It's like you're not going to be able to do anything in the physical reality at a certain time, because another person is like entrapment. You understand? My education, listen. I made a symphony when I made education, my nigga. It's like an entrapment of you remember, dealing with an element. the paradigm accumulates, it still goes in the current reality, all the way past, present, and future. So everything is still vibrating because elements are still moving and reflecting on each other. So another person stagnated at one point of entrapment is gonna be an endless time a certain type of way that a person not gonna be able to handle the task. And then the real individual that's in charge is supposed to make sure this situation is precise and okay. When they look at that person, it's just like the acupuncture waiting at a time for an individual. And then it'll be turned into a hostage situation. And then the sensibility of the value gotta appear. And then, hey, something's wrong with you. Something you're not right in the conscience. Something you stupid a certain type of way. Everything I do is smart, but I seen you stupid a certain time. Listen, and then I have to explain certain things, and then I got no time for everything anymore. And then I just keep it moving. That's it. Then you got the pimple that wants to see, it's like, imagine an individual failing their mother's magic. What are they already doing to their family, causing stagnation if there was some type of upset or situation? What are they already causing to their own purity and habitation? Are you gonna go ask somebody else to help them with you gonna go fuck up somebody else's magic too? So, oh my God. You already disappointed your family. Your family might not figure out what the situation is, and they might figure out what the situation is, and they might realize it's just the other individual that disappointed their family. Or it might be another individual's greed because of the conditioning. It's like, I gave all my wives their own planets. I gave my children their own planets. And then I said, yo, listen, sometimes y'all gotta come check on me. Sometimes don't come check on me. And then if you reconditioning something, please don't let it off to leave it by me. Why? Because I don't need it watching me, because it's already reconditioned. It's going to depress your love. You might want to keep it already close to you because it's going to already go see your consciousness and certain things that already happened. He's going to lie to you. And then on top of it, if you were already hiding him still and he had to be reconditioned, because if a person had to be reconditioned, they were already demoted. So if a person was already hiding them, they're just trying to watch their conscience and they're just creeping up on them to fuck them up. There's no taking turns a certain type of way, because a person that's precise don't got time for fuck ups. They don't got time for worse and worser. There is wonderful, better, and excellent. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, another person don't got time just to fit. Listen, once certain things like that start happening, that means you're losing control because another person stagnated, and it's just like they just wanted coffee. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted a little coffee there. And then imagine a person of an element. A person says, yo, listen, this is not good for you a certain type of way. You're not supposed to be the one that's doing certain things. Other people, when they were learning certain things, knew why they did it a certain type of way. They started watching other people do it, and it was just like another responsibility, because another person, if you set off a chain reaction, another person's doing it, then you see what's the consideration, because you got to know what is leading to a certain consideration. And then when you master that situation, which was already happened after the Galactic War, everybody already mastered it before and after. And then a person, now look at this, and so. And then a person wants to, this and the other. And then what was the war about in the first place? Because other people, uncontrollable habitations, because they didn't know how to control their own hormones a certain type of way. And then a person is doing certain things on purpose. And then when you look at the placement of an individual, they're not even supposed to be certain places. So what they would have caused anyway. It's just like my son that's on another planet. And I'll be like, yo, man, this nigga was supposed to come check me, and I was supposed to go see the nigga somewhere. How come we never met up a certain type of way? And then I'm thinking to myself, and then as he's doing what he's doing, whatever he reconditioned, got up in his privacy. Now this shit wants to do serpentine magic. It wants to go through levels and chambers. It wants to put your guts out there. So now, not only did it already try to put your mother's guts out there, this shit is really killing your mother. This shit, if your mother never fucked up, this shit got intricate in your guts to go to what your mother really loved, and this is the one that killed your mother, and you reconditioned it. Yo, your mother might have wanted to lose it in the first place. Man, you should have already thought about what was going on. What happened at the time? Because if the shit already Lucifering your mother was already hurt, then it caused itself to be hurt because your mother got hurt because of stupidity. Then you didn't want to lose it, and you thought you could correct the situation, and you go put it inside, and then this shit starts fucking up and do certain other things. Now you see what it is. You don't want to go hamburger the situation because another person don't want to be blamed for a certain situation a certain type of way. If you're going to go do something a certain type of way, you got to do it with a certain type of individual, a certain type of way. And then it's just like I tell individuals, you go through the Mushu chamber, yo, my nigga, that situation might be more detrimental to your situation a certain type of way, and you don't want to go on a level of physics with it. And then I tell an individual, it's like me being a refiner, I done conquered everything already. I had individuals I was moving with that had to conquer everything on their own already because they couldn't be complete or know certain things that I knew if they didn't conquer on their own, because that's the only way a person could be complete. And then another person, then he goes through and then he realized certain things, then so and so. But if you see somebody else realizing they stagnated in the chamber, then hey, wait a minute. I don't got time for niggas drawing straws in chambers and shit. You know, that's a little too funny for me. You know, that's like a nigga that wants a covering, that learns something, and then he wants to go drink coffee. And then through time, the chemistry of the coffee, if it was herpes, on a level of physics and a paradigm on a higher quality, what it'll turn into. Yo, be careful of what you do with your system and shit. But hey, man, hey, I, it, things that your empress will never have and neither will other people never have. That's only things that's going to stay with me for all of life. So I don't give a fuck. Yo, listen. Things that you don't know about me, things I'm not even going to consider doing for you because another person says, why? Fuck you and holla at Christ. Because when he fucked up, I was, the motherfucker. Nigga said, what happened? I said, look, I answered everything for this. The nigga still trying to put he just didn't want me to see it. I said, yo, listen, man, yo, my symphony, yo, listen. Yo, you had energies in space that had to literally form themselves into energies that couldn't manifest in the physical no more, because the fact is everything I did was so precise. The symphony, everything that they were seeing, they was not manifesting a certain type of way. And if that didn't condition them to manifest myself again, they wasn't manifest. They were gonna stay a certain. So, and then you have people that wanna, yo, listen, I don't got time for your pimple pus. I don't. Yo, listen, you see, you're gonna notice it. You're gonna notice it a certain type of way. You're gonna start noticing your pimple pus is a certain type of way because they're gonna start acting a certain savage, illiterate. Then they're gonna, you know what's gonna make it worse? They're gonna go to the Latin and Latinos and stuff. And then, hey, man, you know, I don't know. If I'm the conqueror, I don't know why they want to get at you a certain type of way. I don't know what it is. You might thought you had something. I don't know what attracted certain things that you had. And we don't want to speak too much about the history of certain things a certain type of way, because once you see certain, especially if an intent goes off, you just don't say certain things. Because it's just like the intricacies of certain things that happen a certain type of way, and then on top of it, the acknowledgement it gives, because the person, you ever felt good to go outside to go do something? What caused that situation? I don't know. You know, you go to work, you go find out, you go feel good to go do something, depending on your conscience or what type of good do you want to do, or what type of pimple. We don't want to speak.